like, okay, you see what was on their mind manifested in their actions.
That's right.
They couldn't control themselves.
They couldn't.
All right, let's get into this.
We'll do this to this day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, this is the apocryphal part of the original 1611 King James Version. You know, if you don't have one, kind of pair up with somebody right now or listen up. But y'all, this matches up with Scripture, and every commandment, judgment that's announced in here goes hand in hand with Exodus 20. Ain't no law breaking in here. If you find anything that contradicts the law or commandments of the Most High, then you have to put it down. You know, being what we would consider an external source of the Bible, like the book of Jasher that's mentioned, the book of Nathan, and the book of Edo. If those don't line up, that's how you gonna tell the same thing. They have to speak the commandments of the law.
Let's get this. This is a good story. Y'all pay attention if y'all got one. We in the history of Susanna, which is in the Apocrypha, which is one of the 1611 King James Bible. These books is part of the Bible. We're going to start in verse 1.
History of Susanna, verse 1.
Right there. Got one?
Do it have to be a different name?
In the red book is on page 109. Yeah, I know.
I'm just looking at the table content. It's right before the Veil of the Dragon.
Yeah, 135 if you got that black one, page 135.
History of Susanna. It's right after the Songs of the Three Older Children. And right before the history of the destruction of Baal and the dragon.
Y'all, these books go into day-to-day account. When Moses got the order to put the script together, these 66 books are a summary of hundreds and thousands of year time events. These fill in the blank or the day-to-day events that's happening for more better understanding. You can get it all in the 66, but these books define it to the left.
We about to get into it. Show this evil eye. Remember the topic is spiritual eye.
That's right.
This is just an example of some of, and these are our people. Crazy point. It's our people operating with an evil eye. So let's don't get caught up in the outer cup. Oh, they ain't said shalom. Israel.
Right.
I mean, if you reread the scripture, we some of the most wickedest people on the planet. And the Lord still never forsook us. That's the crazy part about it. That's true love. That's the worst one.
Hey, real quick, what you just said from where we just left in the first scenario, what we just read, if y'all had looked at verse 7 and that 16, it says, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on his height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not the man as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart."
I always remember heart in the Bible, when you look it up, it means your mind.
That's right.
Lord tripping off your thoughts. What you doing? Thoughts again invade, they come right to the doorway, cause your pineal gland. What you gonna do? You gonna let in wicked energy, positive energy, righteous spirit or wicked spirit. Scientists call it energy. Because they don't want to accept that these are spirits. Vibration. Yeah. Vibration, no, they just don't want to accept what it is. Call it what it is, it's spirit.
That's right.
You know, but you know, those that are atheists, they all okay with just energy. Where it come from? What energy? From where?
Right.
Yeah, it's just energy. Everything got an origin, don't it? A genesis. Let's get it, brother. History of Susanna. Start at verse 1. Let's get
Verse 1. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Jordan. And he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Kelpius, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord.
bad daughter of Israel. Beautiful. Feared the Lord. Look at the sister smiling. Come on.
Her parents also were righteous, and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
So she learned the law. What was on her mind? The commandments of the Most High, in which we are supposed to be meditating on. So when wicked thoughts invade, you chop. All right, come on, brother.
Now Joachim was a great rich man, and had a fair garden joining unto his house. And to him resorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others. The same year were appointed 2 of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon from the ancient judges, who seemed to govern the people.
Come on.
These kept much at Joachim's house, and all that had any suits in law came unto them. Now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. And the 2 elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her.
Very beautiful daughter. Peter Tom. See, trip off of this. Yeah. Peter Tom, right?
Right.
But these men know that she married.
That's right.
I told you I can't watch no more Making Good movies.
Right.
She married. I don't even want to look at you. I'm good. Right? These men, look, we know she had around and either one of these.
Right.
Dang. See, their eyes evil. See, they off the back look like, oh no, man, adultery is worthy of death.
Right.
That's a death sentence. No, I'm not doing that at all. Get me behind.
That's right.
Temptation of adultery invading the Pineal Gland. You knowing the words say, oh, no adultery, get to the kingdom back.
Like
right.
fire.
That's right. Like Joseph. But yeah, Joseph left his drawers in the hand.
That's right.
Got him out of there. I'm leaving. All right? I trip off this. Let's get it, brother.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
And they perverted their own mind
That word mine. Come on.
and turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgment.
So instead of blocking wickedness, they blocking the righteousness of the Lord.
That's right.
Like, you know that thought when you like, look, that voice, you know you ain't supposed to be doing that.
Overdoing it.
Then you block it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all been there before. Like, you know you ain't supposed to be doing that, but you block it. Like, I ain't sure that. I ain't sure that. Right? Serious thing though.
That's right.
We laugh at it, but it's serious thing.
That's right.
Everybody here heard that voice and say, you know you ain't supposed to be doing it. And you done blocked it before.
Verse 9.
See that? I trip off how far these brothers about to take this. When lust finish,
Bring forth
bring
death.
forth death. Watch this. These men had to eat wise on this system. All right, come on, brother.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief.
They was burning their lust toward this daughter. Burning. Whoa, she bad. Firecracker bad. Come on, brother.
For they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her.
You know this is all it's about that time she walking in that door. Right? So every day at that certain time, they looking for.
That's right.
They looking for conceivably they lusting and burning in their minds to have her. At this point, it already went too far.
That's a dope.
You guys all remember what Christ said?
That's right.
If you look up with lust after, you already did it. You already did it. She belongs to somebody. That's right. Major right there. Right? Come on, bro.
And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were going out, they parted the one from the other. And turning back again, they came to the same place.
They act like they was going all. And double right on back. What you doing there?
What you doing?
Serious thing. Come on, bro.
And after that they had asked one another the cause, they acknowledged their lust. Then appointed they a time both together, when they may find her alone.
See, it's going to the next level now. Right? Going to the next level now. That lust has stepped up a level. Now we need to find out what she really by herself. Come on, bro.
And it fell out, as they watched a fit time, she went in as before with 2 maids only. And she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the 2 elders that had hid themselves and watched her.
They over the bush.
Stop.
Looking at it. It done went too far. It had already went too before by the time it got 30. They took it a step further. Now they in the
Like
garden.
some hyenas, like
Watch
prey.
us.
Vultures.
Where it's going. At what point do you chop it is what I'm saying.
That's right.
Should have been chopped.
They already go.
Should have been chopped. You said you was going home, boy, go home.
They already go.
Come on, bro.
They go.
Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden door, that I may wash me.
Wow.
And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors were shut, that no man can see us. And we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us.
Run a train. They trying to run a train. Come on, ride that train on. It ain't nothing new.
This how David trip.
It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
That's how David trip. People.
That's right. Like
People.
this. Right? King David did the same thing. She didn't even know it. Come on, brother.
If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee, that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from
They
thee.
said, look, if you don't give us that, we gonna bear false witness against you. It's gonna get you stoned.
Two witnesses.
Them niggas went crazy.
They can be two false witnesses against you.
Oh, hell.
Them boys went crazy for that. Them niggas said, "You took rough
And then they
train."
come and say, you know, we're gonna bear false witness against you.
That's
unless you
wickedness,
get
man.
down.
That's
Right.
first.
And these are your judges of Israel. Huh? Mind wicked, evil eye. They got an evil eye.
Eye full of wickedness.
Instead of blocking that wickedness, they block the commandments of the Lord and say, look, we're going to go do this.
Body full of
So you don't
darkness.
have to get down if you put it to it like this. Come on, bro.
Stone to death and give it to him.
Come on.
Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hand.
It's like we're going between a rock and a hard place. I'm going to catch 22 done anyway. What are you talking about? Come on, brother.
It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it, than to sin in the sight of the Lord.
That's right.
See, her mindset was like, look, I'm better off falling into your hands than sinning in the sight of the Lord.
That's right.
Because she got respect of the coming judgment. Right. The Lord is a just judge.
That's
He's
right.
able to get away with this. All right, come on, brother.
With that Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden doors. When the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at the privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. And it came to pass the next day when the people were assembled to her husband, Joachim, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death.
They got together that night.
They made up a lie for the story.
They body full of
Keep this
darkness.
lie going.
Yeah.
You tell one lie, you got to keep it going.
That's right.
Come up your tracks. So this is full-fledged evil eye mode right here.
That's right.
Full-fledged.
That's how the police do you today. They take you one over here, one over there. Don't give you a chance to concoct a story, so you both tell on yourselves.
Right.
Come on,
Verse
brother.
29, and said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, Joachim's wife. And so they sent. So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now Susanna was a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they may not be filled with her
That
beauty.
they might be filled.
That they might be filled with her beauty.
Still at it.
They wanted to
They still in.
Right.
Therefore her friends and all that saw her wept. And the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head. And she, weeping, looked up toward heaven, and her heart trusted in the Lord. For her heart trusted in the Lord. And the elders said, as we walk in the garden alone, this woman came in with two maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away. Then a young man who was hid came unto her and lay with her. Then we that stood in a corner of the garden, seeing this wickedness,
like, how is it that he came, you know what I'm saying? Like, they telling their story to the people, you know what I'm saying? Where was you at the whole time? You know what I'm saying? Everybody watching her, you know what I'm saying? Watching herself, then a little dude come after he even sent her ways away. Like, you know what I'm saying? They still do. When the doors closed already. The whole story. Like, how do you know all of this type in the doors was closed? Right. Right. So you was hiding too with it. Yeah. And it's like this.
Come on, let's finish.
verse 39. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leaped out. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify.
They going to the lake.
Then the assembly believed them, as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death.
Believe God. And you want to hear the other side of it? Just believe them right off the bat. Two witnesses. Yeah. Two witnesses, but these are two false witnesses.
Right.
They gotta be the proper precepts. You see that? Somebody can bring false precepts.
False accusation.
And then, hey, the understanding is all the way out the field. Come on, brother.
Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, thou knowest the secrets, and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me. And behold, I must die, whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. And the Lord heard her voice.
Come on.
Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth, whose name was Daniel.
Daniel was a young boy at this time. Early in his captivity in Babylon. Come on, let's get it.
Who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken? So he standing in the midst of them said, O ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel. Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste. And the elders said unto him, Come, sit down among us, and show it us, seeing God hath given thee the honor of an elder. Then said Daniel unto them, Put these two aside, one far from another.
When you're together, you got the same story. Now he said, y'all ain't gonna get out there and separate these cats. Split them up. Come on, brother.
And I will examine them. So they were put asunder one from another. He called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxen old and wicked.
Opened up, come on.
Now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free. Albeit the Lord said, the innocent and righteous shall thou not slay. Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou them companying together? Who answered? Under a mastic tree.
Okay.
Right. And Daniel said, Very well, thou hast lied against thine own head. For even now the angel of God has received the sentence of God to cut thee in two. So he put him aside and commanded to bring me up, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah. Beauty hath deceived thee.
What deceived you?
Beauty hath deceived thee.
Come on.
And lust hath perverted thine heart.
Remember your heart meets your mind. Remember, they thought about all this, but they didn't. The spirits entered through that spiritual body. Pineal gland. What it's going to be? A doorway for wickedness and righteousness. You got to decide. Come on, brother.
Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear company with you. But the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness. Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them company together? Who answered? Under a home tree. Then said Daniel unto him, Well, thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of God waited with the sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. With that all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised God, who saved them that trust in him. And they rose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth.
So, what commandment is that? Thou shalt not bear false witness. 9. Number 9. Come on, brother.
And according to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor. And they put them to death. Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day. Therefore, Chelcias and his wife praised God for their daughter Susanna, with Joachim her husband, and all the kindred, because there was no dishonesty found in her. From that day forth was Daniel had in great reputation in the sight of the people.
That's how Daniel got the prophet. Y'all going in. All right, y'all, a couple more. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. 1-24. In the topic is the evil eye, or spiritual eye. Your eye can either be evil or it can be whole or single.
That's right.
If it's whole or single, that means what's on your mindset is the commandments, laws, statutes of the Most High. If it's wicked, works of the flesh is on your mind. You either got to block one and let the other in, vice versa. You see with them, they block the commandments of the Lord, and in doing that, they allow that wickedness to run through their body. And you see what the end was. Death.
That's right.
When lust is finished, bring it forth death.
Circling back.
Yes, sir. Hitting that ugly. They hit that your turn. Why is it ugly? Why? I'm gonna go get that.
What's that?
That's how David got.
I'll get this, y'all. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2.
Y'all, we still in the Apocrypha.
We got a few more, and we about here. Just want to show y'all, let y'all know, look, it ain't, again, not to stir anybody, but guard your grill. Guard your grill. The devil come tempting in your mind first. Come tempting in your mind. You're either going to entertain them or you're going to dismiss them. That's what it comes down to. The only way you know what's right and wrong is you got the standard bearer there, which is the commandment.
That's right.
You got to know. So when people tell you there ain't no commandments, they done took away your weapons in the spiritual warfare.
That's right.
And took your weapons away. Now you have nothing to fight with. Every time you get inclined to go left, you're going to go left. Acting off impulse. Right. They call it. That's why the commandments are very important. And that's the doctrine of the devil tell you ain't got to keep the commandments. That's the same thing the serpent told Eve.
That's right.
Right.
You ain't got to do that.
Self-control.
He don't want you to have no fun. You say, yeah, you know, dang, I do want to have some fun. Huh?
Sound like clicking.
Y'all, that's the same thing, that same mental mindset that you will have when you like, let's go get us a wholesome girl. Where you gonna find at the club? At the supermarket? No, at church, dog. See, they want to go where they think the word is because she may be more pure, so to speak.
You got a couple more. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all. Couple more. Guard your grill, though. Guard your grill. They decalcifying this pineal gland, which is your third eye.
Yes, sir.
And look, you're gonna start seeing all type of stuff. You gotta know what it is. Can't be scared. What's up, bro?
Second witness to that whole history of Susanna.
Yes.
Job 32:9. Great men not always wise. Not even the age understand judgment.
That's right. Young Elihu, young Elihu, y'all. He's speaking of another young brother that was up on the elder status level, same as Joshua, who led the children of Israel into the promised land. So y'all son, get it young and be right on.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get it. We got this, and then we're going to get into the Psalms and show what we ought to be meditating on. Meditation opens up your third eye from a righteous perspective. And we're going to see what David was meditating on. All right, let's get it, brother. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, 1 through 24. We're going to close out with a couple of these Psalms.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
What is this?
For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath is in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And our names shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away in the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no return. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuous. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spur the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided us with our offending the law, an objection to our infamy, the transgressions of our education.
This is the mindset of the wicked. The wicked saying, being our life is short, tedious, let us do what we want to do.
That's right.
That's right.
Let us get it done.
See that verse 1 tell you right off, and tell about the boys that they try to use this as for reincarnation.
Oh,
They
yeah,
total
yeah.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, because verse 1 say, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. That right there is true. They're saying that being that our life is short, no man to return from the grave. When you get down to the 11th verse, they saying, let us do all these things. So that's what they was thinking that wasn't right. Instead of saying, look, since our life is short, let us do what thus saith the Lord. They saying, look, let us oppress the righteous man.
That's right.
Let us get at the widow. Right? Let our strength be the law of justice. Let us condemn the righteous man. He offends us by us going against the law. You feel me? So their whole mindset, again, that mind was to go against what thus saith the Lord because life is short. Is that the mindset we take up?
I'm gonna die anyway.
Life is short. I'm gonna die anyway. Later for what am I supposed to? You live to get money, dog. Get money. Shorty can't eat no books.
Say belly focus.
Shorty can't eat no books. You just here to get money. You just here to get money, dog. Get money. Yeah, what is your home? You feel me? So their whole mindset was to go against the Lord because their life was short. That didn't mean these first verses when it was saying, and in the death of man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. But we are born in all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. Oh, that's the truth. But being that is the truth, their mindset was, let us do what we want to do.
Right.
Instead of saying, no, let us do what thus saith the Lord, because the judgment coming. Right? So let's show them the wicked mindset. Come on, brother.
Verse 13. He professed to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts.
See that? This is what the wicked say. Every time you come with the truth, it's like it's cutting